to break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
An open letter to White Claw Bev, now moonlighting as discovery paralegal for the Commonwealth. Dear White Claw Bev, for those of us who've been paying any attention, I see you've been very busy. After a long, hard week of sitting quietly while the prosecution fumbles through their second attempt at squeezing water out of this taillight, you finally decided to jump back in the ring. But not, of course, to hold the Commonwealth accountable for anything reckless, shady, or downright incompetent they've done. No. You've reached for your gavel and used it like a goddamn letter opener for Brennan's discovery demands. Congratulations, Bev. You're now officially the prosecution's unpaid paralegal, and at this point, I half expect to see you delivering coffee to their table and proofreading their filings with little heart stickers in the margins. A desperate, simpering plea to help the Commonwealth save face because their case is deader than O'Keefe in that snowbank. But let's talk about what you actually signed off on here, shall we? Because when the Commonwealth fails for 2 years straight to explain the death of John O'Keefe, with even a whiff of credible evidence, when they lose phones, suppress surveillance, can't count confessions right, lawyering up their witnesses like it's Black Friday at the defense attorney outlet mall, your big move here is to go after the defense's expert invoices, yet still trot out Proctor like he's not the poster child for perjury. The problem, Bev, is apparently Karen Reed's invoices. Seriously? We're going to treat ARCCA's billing statements like they're the smoking gun in this case, while the actual smoking gun, the shady cell phone wipes, the delayed taillight discovery, the party guest who lawyered up faster than they called 911, continues to sit untouched, unloved, and uninvestigated. This is the legal equivalent of calling the fire department because your neighbor's smoke alarm keeps chirping, while your own house is fully engulfed in flames. Your order demands the defense disclose any and all communications, invoices, text messages, retainers, phone laws, engagement letters, oral agreements, reimbursements, and even contemplated testing. Testing, Bev? You're now preemptively policing hypothetical science, but let me ask you this. Where's the Commonwealth certification that their discovery obligations are complete? Where's the signed statement explaining how John O'Keefe's phone vanished? Where's the record of when exactly those Fairview folks lawyering up became standard operating procedure instead of suspicious as hell? I'll wait. Because this ruling doesn't scream justice, it screams, I'll make sure Brennan never runs out of paper clips. Let's be honest, Bev, at this point, you're not presiding over this case, you're babysitting it. And you're the worst kind of babysitter, the one who only scolds the quiet kid while the other brat sets the drapes on fire and flush the goldfish down the toilet. You let the Commonwealth break every procedural window in the house. You watched them fumble evidence like drunks at a piñata party. You saw them bring in Proctor, Mr. She's guilty bitch, like he was still a credible law enforcement officer instead of an HR complaint with a badge. But the real threat here, according to you, the real problem that needs urgent judicial intervention is Karen Reed's forensic experts might still be testing stuff. Oh no, not more science, anything but that. You're not seeking truth here, Bev. You're managing optics. You're not trying to make sure the jury gets the facts. You're trying to make sure the defense doesn't embarrass your pet prosecutors any more than they already have. You signed off on the Commonwealth's motion, not because it was justified, but because your whole courtroom depends on propping up this dead-on-arrival case like the Weekend at Bernie's sequel it is. You want ARCA bills? Well, where the hell is your order demanding who paid off Proctor's rent while he was busy texting his little hate notes about Karen Reed? Where's your ruling forcing the Commonwealth to explain how they lost a dead man's cell phone? Where's your demand that the prosecution disclose every back chat that they had with those 34 Fairview guests before they miraculously all remembered to forget what happened that night? But no, Bev's really worried about that defense testing schedule. Not that testing exists, mind you, just that someone might be thinking about it. I didn't know you were preemptively policing thought crimes in Massachusetts now, but here you are, Bev. Tom Cruise, the Minority Report, but make it middle-aged and drunk on power. Here's the part you already knew but pretended not to, Bev. The prosecution has been chasing its own tail for so long, the only way to keep their house of cards standing is to sabotage the defense's ability to build their case. This isn't about fair process. It's about kneecapping the one team actually trying to figure out how John O'Keefe died. Because God forbid the defense gets a clean look at the science without you standing there like a referee at a wrestling match, ready to pull the plug or throw in the towel if things start looking too good for Karen Reed. You didn't just grant this motion. You picked up a shovel and started digging alongside them. And your message is loud and clear. It's not about who's right. It's about who you're willing to help. Well, history won't remember this as Bev maintaining order. History's going to remember this as Bev doing the state's dirty work. I hope the Commonwealth at least buys you dinner after this, because it sure as hell looks like they own you. Cheers to discovery, Bev. May you one day ask the Commonwealth to produce theirs. Cordially disgusted, Shizzywhiznut. Still Velcro strapped and allergic to kangaroo courts, chief inspector of bullshit discovery orders, and still wondering, do you even remember what impartial means? The taste is so sweet.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.